Have you ever looked up at the night sky and felt small? As you gaze at the twinkling stars, maybe you've wondered, how far does all this go? Does the universe have a boundary? And if so, what's beyond it? These questions are as old as humanity itself, and yet they still fascinate us. We don't have clear answers, but science is getting closer to solving one of existence's greatest mysteries. Let's start by considering what the universe actually is. In short, it's the sum of all space, time, matter, and energy. Everything that exists. Stars, galaxies, planets, even us. We're all part of this vast cosmic everything. And what's most intriguing? The universe isn't standing still. Since the Big Bang, about 13.5 billion years ago, it's been expanding. This expansion is confirmed by astronomical observations. Light from distant galaxies is stretched, shifted toward the red end of the spectrum. That means galaxies are moving away from us, and the space between them is growing. Imagine drawing dots on a balloon and inflating it. All the dots move apart, but none is at the center. That's what's happening with our universe. But if it's expanding, does that mean it must have an edge? Not necessarily. And here's where things get really interesting. When we talk about an edge, we often imagine some kind of wall, with something else beyond it. But in the case of the universe, it doesn't work that way, because space itself is expanding. It's not expanding into anything, it's just getting bigger. It's a bit like the surface of the Earth. You can keep walking forward and never reach an edge, because the Earth is a sphere. The universe might be similar. Its geometry could be curved so that it's finite, but has no boundary. Think of the old snake game on classic phones. If the snake goes off one side of the screen, it reappears on the other. Of course, that's just an analogy, but it helps imagine how something can be finite, yet have no edge. Another option is that the universe is truly infinite, stretching endlessly in all directions. If that's the case, there's no beyond, because there's no edge for anything to be beyond. It's like asking what's north of the North Pole. There simply isn't a beyond, because you've reached the end of what the direction means. There are also more exotic theories. For example, our universe might be just one of many in a so-called multiverse. If that's true, there could be other universes, with their own physics, even their own space and time. But if so, beyond our universe wouldn't be empty. It would be filled with other worlds, forever out of our reach. For now, this is pure speculation, but some scientists take the possibility seriously. So, can we actually figure out the shape of the universe and whether it has an edge? Observations of the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, let us estimate whether the universe is curved. And all the evidence suggests it's very, very close to flat geometry. That would hint it might be infinite. But this isn't 100% certain. There could be a tiny curvature we just haven't detected yet. What complicates things even more is that the universe isn't just expanding. It's expanding faster and faster. That acceleration is caused by something we call dark energy. And while the name sounds like science fiction, it's a real scientific problem. No one really knows what dark energy is. But if it keeps working the way it does now, the universe will expand forever, faster and faster. That means it will never reach an edge, because everything will keep moving apart without end. On the other hand, we can't be sure what will happen in tens of billions of years. Maybe dark energy will change its properties. Maybe the universe will stop expanding and start to contract. The so-called Big Crunch, the opposite of the Big Bang. Or maybe expansion will become so intense that galaxies, even atoms, will be torn apart in the so-called Big Rip. These are questions we're still trying to answer. For now, even though we can't step outside our universe and look at it from the outside, science is trying to understand it step by step. Thanks to telescopes, satellites, and the imagination of theoretical physicists, we're getting better at figuring out how this vast system works. But will we ever know if it has an edge? Maybe. Or maybe it's one of those questions we'll never answer, because it's beyond our ability to know. One thing is certain, just asking these questions expands our horizons. It shows how incredible it is that we exist in this infinite, or maybe finite, universe, and that we're trying to understand it. If this topic fascinated you, and you want to explore the greatest mysteries of the cosmos with us, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with someone who also wonders about the limits of everything.